This is the video lesson for week 6 of the Advanced Python curriculum, and in this video lesson we will be going over sorting algorithms. So the first sorting algorithm we'll be going over is bubble sort. And the way bubble sort works is that you compare adjacent elements and you swap them if they are not in the desired order. So first you start with the first element, which is at the 0 index, and you compare it to the second element, which is at the first index. If the first element is greater than the second element, then you'll swap them. On the other hand, if it is less than the second element, there will be no change. Then you move to the right one and you compare the second element with the third element. If there was previously a swap between the first and second element, then you will use the new second element in the comparison. If the second element is greater than the third element, then you'll swap them. And you continue this process until you reach the last element. The last element should now be the largest element, and then you start at the beginning again with the first element, repeating this process until all the elements are sorted. So let's go to the website visualgo.net, and we're going to see how this works. So this is a list that's currently unsorted, and we're going to sort it. So first you start at the beginning with the first index, the first element at the 0 index, which is 3, and you check if it's greater than the element to its right. Is 3 greater than 44? No, it's false, so therefore you do not swap them. Then you go forward, and is 44 greater than 38? It is, so therefore you swap them. Next you check if the element at the second index is greater than the element at the third index. 44 is greater than 5, so you swap those two. Then you check if 44 is greater than the element at its right. 44 is not greater than 47, so therefore you do not swap them. And you move on. Is 44 greater than 15? Yes, so you swap them. Is 47 greater than 36? Yes, so you swap them. Is 47 greater than the number on its right, which is 26? Yes, so you swap them. And 47 is greater than 27, so you swap them. Is 47 greater than 2? Yes, so you swap them. 47 and 46, 47 is greater, so you swap those two. 47 is greater than 4. 47 is greater than 19, so you swap them. And then you check, is 47 greater than 50? And the answer is no. 47 is not greater than 50, so this time you do not swap them. And then you check, is 50 greater than 48? The answer is yes, so you swap them. And now you've reached the end of the iteration. And at the end of this first iteration, the number on the very right should be sorted and should be the largest number. And in this case, it's 50, which is correct since 50 is the largest number out of all these numbers. So next you go back to the beginning and you start the second iteration. So you start at 3 again. And you check if 3 is greater than the number on its right, which is 38. 3 is not greater than 38, so there is no change here. Then you check if 38 is greater than the number on its right, which is 5. 38 is greater than 5, so you swap those two. And then you check if 38 is greater than the number on its right. 38 is not greater than 44, so there is no swap. And you continue this process until the second largest number should be on the right. And now 48 is now on the right out of the previously unsorted list, with 50 remaining on the very right, on the farthest right. So now the largest number is on the very last number, and the second largest number is the second last number. Then you go back to the beginning to the first iteration and you continue this process. And then the third largest number should be in the third position from the right. And you keep going until everything is sorted. Okay. Okay, so now the entire list is sorted, with the smallest number on the left and the largest number on the right. The next sorting algorithm we'll be going over is selection sort. And the way selection sort works is that you select the smallest element in each iteration and you place it at its correct position. So you find the smallest element in the array and you swap it with the first element. And then you find the second smallest element and you swap it with the second element. And you continue this process until all the elements are sorted. So here's a picture. And now let's look at a visualization of it. So this is going to be the first iteration, and you're going to set 3, the number at the 0 index, to be the current minimum. And then you're going to iterate through the remaining unsorted elements to find the true minimum, since we don't know if 3 is actually the smallest number or not. So let's step through it. Is 44 smaller than the current minimum? Is 44 less than 3? The answer is no. Is 38 less than 3? No. Is 5 less than 3? No. And you keep going. And then you reach 2. Is 2 smaller than the current minimum, which is 3? The answer is yes. So therefore, you set 2 as the new minimum. And then we compare our new minimum with the element to its right. Is 2 greater than 46? The answer is no. So there is no change in the smallest minimum, in the current minimum. And then you go on to the next one. Is 4 smaller than the current minimum, which is 2? The answer is no. So there's no change in the current minimum value. And then you check the next one. Is 19 less than 2? No. Is 50 less than 2? No. And is 48 less than 2? No. So 2 is the smallest minimum, is the minimum value of this list. So you're going to put it in the position which is at the 0 index. And you're going to swap it with the first unsorted element, which is 3. So 2 and 3 will swap. Okay, and now 2 is now considered sorted. And it's at the beginning of the list. So you start the second iteration and you start it at the first index or the second element, since you already know that the first element is sorted. So now you set 44 to be the current minimum and you iterate through the remaining unsorted elements to find the true minimum. So you compare 44 to the value on its right, which is 38. 44 is greater than 38, so 38 is smaller than the current minimum. So you're going to set the new current minimum to 38. And then you're going to compare 38 to the number on its right, which is 5. 5 is smaller than the current minimum, which is 38. So you're going to swap them, and now 5 becomes the current minimum. And you compare 5 to 47. 5 is less than 47, so 5 remains the current minimum. And you keep comparing until you reach 3. And you check them, and 3 is smaller than the current minimum of 5. So therefore, 3 becomes the new current minimum. And you keep comparing, and you find that 3 is the smallest minimum out of the unsorted elements. So you swap 3 with the first unsorted element, which is 44. So 3 and 44 will swap places. And now 3 is considered sorted, and we have 2 elements of the unsorted list, which is 2 and 3. And then 38 becomes the new current minimum, and you continue the process until you find the minimums of the unsorted part of the list, and you move it into its correct position. Okay. So let's continue sorting it. Okay. And there we go. The entire list is now sorted. And after all of those iterations, the last element will be naturally sorted. So you don't have to compare 50 with anything. And the list is sorted from smallest to largest number. Okay. The last sorting algorithm we'll be going over is insertion sort. And the way insertion sort works is that it places an unsorted element at its suitable position each iteration. So first you place the second element in order with respect to the first element by checking if it's greater than or less than the first element. If it is less than the first element, you will place it to the right of the first element. On the other hand, if it is greater than the first element, there will be no change. Then you place the third element in order with respect to the first two elements. If it is less than the third element, you will place it to the right of the second element, and then you would check if the element in its new position is less than the element now to the left of it, which is the first element. If it is less than the first element, you will move the second element to the left of the first element, and if it's greater than the first element, there will be no change. You continue this process until all the elements are sorted. So let's go to the website. So you first mark the first element at the 0 index as sorted. So 3 is sorted. And then you extract the first unsorted element, which will be to the right of the first element, which is 44. Okay, now you figure out where to insert the extracted element, comparing it with the sorted element of 3. So 44 is greater than 3, so there will be no change. Then you check and extract the next number, which is 38. 38 is less than 44, so those two will swap positions. And then you check if 38 is less than 3. It is not less than 3, so those two do not swap, and 38 gets inserted between 3 and 44. Okay, then you check the next unsorted element, which is 5. 5 is less than 44, so those two swap, and 5 gets placed to the left of 44. Then you check if 5 is less than the element to its left, which is 38. 5 is less than 38, so those two swap. And then you check if 5 is less than 3. It is not, so therefore it does not swap, and it gets inserted between 3 and 38. And you keep going through this process, extracting, comparing, and then inserting the elements in its suitable position. Okay. In the case of this 2, you extract it and then you compare it, and each time it is less than the elements to its left. And when you compare it to the first element, which is 3, 2 is less than 3, so those two also swap. And now 2 becomes the first element of the sorted part of the list. So then you keep going. And you continue this process until all of the elements in the list are sorted. Okay. So now the list is sorted, and you have the smallest number on the left and the largest number on the right. So we went over bubble sort, selection sort, and insertion sort in this video lesson.